You've probably seen lots of videos with the word prompt related to ChatGPT and other AI bots, such as Gemini. And you have wondered, what is a prompt? Prompts are not always questions, and it is different from Googling, for example. Watch this video to find out more and see actual examples of prompts. Think of prompts as instructions prompting ChatGPT to do something for you. Or in other words, instructions for having it do something for you. It's very similar as when you speak to a human who you don't know yet. They need to know what you want. And the more background info you give the human, the more likely it is that they will do what you want. Provided, of course, that they want to cooperate, which of course is the case with ChatGPT. Let's look at a couple of example prompts and ChatGPT answers before I will define what a prompt is more clearly for you. So here we have our first example prompt. It is chatgpt.com, and the example prompt is, what does NASA stand for? I press enter, and then I get the answer. Please note that I have tuned ChatGPT to also ask follow-up questions with every answer which it gives to me. For example, this here, what are the main goals of NASA Artemis program, which again in itself could be seen as prompts. I have a separate video on how to do that. But basically what you see is the prompt was, what does NASA stand for? And ChatGPT replied, NASA stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Let's have a look at the second prompt. So here you see our second prompt, which is, give me a recipe which will be easy and quick to cook. I have potatoes, beans and carrots. Note that I'm not saying give me a recipe which will be easy and quick to cook, but I'm also providing additional background information, which is that I have potatoes, beans and carrots. I could make up or put in more information, such as, well, the different cooking utensils I have, the time I want to cook, etc. But in this case, as an example, let's do this. And here's the answer by ChatGPT. Here's a simple and quick recipe you can make using potatoes, beans and carrots, vegetable stir fry. It shows you the ingredients, which do include the potatoes, and also the beans, the carrots, and some other things, and it gives you instructions, and again, in my case, the follow-up questions, which you will not see when you chat with ChatGPT. Check out my other video in order to find out more. Let's have a look at the third prompt. Now this one's interesting because it's actually not just giving instructions, but it's also giving ChatGPT something to work on for these instructions. So my instructions are summarized the following, and then, well, part of instructions, but also kind of, it's separate. It's something which is embedded in the instructions. It's the text to be working on. In this case, a poem by Rumi. Be lost in a coal, Lord, said David, since you do not need us, why did you create these two worlds? Reality replied, O prisoner of time, and so on and so on. So you see it's quite a bit. Let's have ChatGPT summarize it. Okay, here's the result. So the ChatGPT interface formatted is input by me in the form of similar to like a chat. So you see it's quite a bit. And then it gave a summary and a kind of explanation, inquiring about the purpose of creation and so on. So now you have seen 3 example prompts with increasing complexity. Let's discuss what a prompt is in greater detail now. As you've learned, a prompt is not always a question, but it can be a question. The prompt is what you tell ChatGPT or other AI bots such as Gemini in order to get an answer from them. It should include everything which ChatGPT needs to know in order to give you a good answer. Prompting is a skill which can be learned, same as Googling is a skill. For example, for Google you had to learn not to write too much. For ChatGPT it's actually the opposite. The more you give it, the better and more specific the answer will become. Subscribe to this channel for more videos about prompts in our prompting school. Thank you.